we don't have a defensive identity. Haven't had one all year. So we'll search to find one, and I'll find guys that want to play defense.
How do you do that from the season?
Sit guys on the bench.
Do you expect to make changes to the
We'll
line?
find out in the next 9 days, right? We haven't had a defensive identity all year. And everybody gets all rah-rah about our offense, but it's the other end of the floor. It's cost us the trouble for the most part. And I would say tonight it was, credit to Nebraska. They beat us every way possible. There's not another facet in the game of basketball that they couldn't kick our rear end with. They did it all.
John?
What's that?
Did it surprise you with anything that they were doing?
No. They're playing well. Fred's doing a good job. I mean, when you got ranked mass kind of anchoring that, quarterbacking what they do offensively, puts a lot of pressure on you. And when you're not connected defensively, when you're guarding individually instead of collectively as a team, they feast on that. Any good offensive team does.
John?
You mentioned them just doing better everywhere against you guys defensively. Was there an area that in particular where you felt like the defense was especially coming up short?
For 40 minutes.
But,
Maybe
was it,
there at the end, I thought we had some better defensive possessions. Hayden Jones was in the game. He did what we wanted him to do and handle screens. So I'll watch the film and really evaluate it from that. But there wasn't. We started well, but then offensively, specifically, I thought we were doing some good things early, and then we went completely away what was treating us really well, and took bad shots, put them in transition, let Sanford get loose for some threes. And we get back cut right away. However, gets a wide open three. Just consistent mistakes that we've got 9 days here to work on things.
Nick?
Greg, you touched on it a little bit there, but kind of late in that first half when they were stifling a little bit, you guys offensively, what were they doing to kind of take away some of the maybe paint looks that you were getting in the first few?
Yeah, we stopped moving the ball. I mean, and I'll go through the film and see exactly where and when. I've got a good idea, but I'm not going to make a comment until I verify it on film. But we stopped moving the ball. We had our best possessions were possessions with the fewest amount of dribbles. And then when we did get to the paint, we didn't execute and finish like we could, or plant and find the open shooter. So, we played into their hands. We did them a lot of favors from an offensive standpoint from how we executed. Early we did. I thought we were good. We got the ball at the rim, hit some rollers. We were taking advantage of some of the things they were doing defensively, and then for some reason we decided to go away from it and stop moving the ball, and that led to a lot of bad offense.
This team's run the same defensive concepts for decades. How do you lose a defensive identity just with a group of personnel?
Well, it's new guys. I mean, and sometimes it's old guys. You have to. That's the challenge every year. It doesn't carry over from one year. You start over in terms of what you're doing and what you're building every year, because roles have changed. We've got a new, 2 or 3 new guys in that starting lineup. But it's not just the newcomers; it's everybody. I don't know if anybody played, as I grade out the tape, a great defensive night. I don't think grades are going to be real high in terms of that. But that's the problem. We were individually guarding and not guarding as a team. And when you do that, and the paint's that wide open, that's why you give up those wraps and those cuts to the rim, because we're not connected defensively. We're too spread out. And that's a credit to Nebraska too. They got us spread out. The fear of the three will do that to you. But I didn't think we handled that well. Really any part of the game, but specifically in that stretch, that back part of the first half.
John?
you were mentioning, the paint shortcomings offensively, 6 shots blocked. Kind of how do you get more physical, get tougher offensively in order to?
Well, if you're getting your shot blocked, that's a bad decision. You shouldn't have shot the ball. So you either need to pump fake and draw a foul, or that means you've drawn a lot of traffic. One of your teammates is probably open. So it's the decisions. So, Nolan went there twice. I thought the second one, I thought he got fouled on. The first one, yeah, he should have planted and played off 2 feet. When you've got the team bus coming at you and meeting you at the rim, odds are you're not gonna jump over them or go through them, so you have to make somebody else's open. They've left to rotate multiple people to the rim for a reason, and that, somebody else is open. So we did do a good job of understanding that and spraying it and kicking it like we have earlier part of the year. And again, we just got out of sorts. I don't want to say we lost our mind, but we did. We got completely out of whack of who we have been or who we need to be successful.
Nick? Good. John, last question.
You talked a lot yesterday about the first 10 possessions being really important. Seemed like right after that was when things kind of seemed to spiral
Should have
out.
said the first 15, right?
Yeah.
The first 20.
Was there anything in particular that they were doing at that point that kind of let things?
I'll look through the film, but I think we changed the types of shots we were getting, and it was to our undoing. And we'll see why we did that, why we chose to take some of the shots we did. We just completely got away from what had been treating us well and what had been working the first 5, 6, 7 minutes. And for whatever reason, we thought we were gonna solve the puzzle a different way, and it didn't work.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.